Hi guys, this is Max from HighOnAndroid.com, where we get
High on Android every day.
Anyway, I got a budget $200 Android smartphone. Let's go ahead and take a look. The new G3 comes with a 5.7-inch 18:9 aspect ratio screen with resolution of 1440 by 720. The screen is bright and you will not have problems with it using in the sun. On the back, you'll find a dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel secondary camera, used primarily for portrait mode. As for the processor, the G3 is equipped with a MediaTek 2.3 GHz octa-core processor along with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. Also, you'll find dual SIM slots, which you can use for dual SIMs or one single SIM and a micro SD card. In my unboxing of this $200 budget Android smartphone, I was rather surprised to find a Samsung Galaxy-like design. In fact, this is probably somewhat a clone of the Galaxy S9 as there are many similarities. The phone actually feels quite good as it looks. The phone looks beautiful, and if you didn't know it was $200, you probably thought this was at least a $700 smartphone. That's how good it looks and feels. I dig the design even though it is much cloned from a Galaxy. The new G3 has an 18:9 aspect ratio similar to many of the flagships out today. Alright, you're going to be able to really benefit from the 18:9 aspect ratio, read more content, especially when viewing websites. One of the really cool features on this phone is screenshot. You can go ahead and take a screenshot with 3 finger gestures. Simply go ahead and swipe down. It'll take a screenshot. You can crop it, draw, cut. For example, if you want to get the whole website of my Galaxy S9 review page, then you can go ahead and do this and stop wherever you want to, and you can take a long screenshot, which is a small feature but really nice. Alright, also if you swipe up this way, it will go straight into camera. Very nice for going into camera. While I dig the aspect ratio, the resolution is only 1440 by 720 or 720p elongated. While the screen is super bright and gives you great screen outdoors in the sunlight, there are a few problems. Like when I'm watching a YouTube video at 720p at its maximum resolution, you will really notice the pixels. Watching 720p on my Galaxy S9 Plus versus the new G3 is a completely day and night experience. I don't know if you can tell with this camera, you really tell the pixels compared to something like a Galaxy S9 Plus. Now both of these are playing at 720p, and if you look carefully, you will notice it's a little pixelated with the G3, while it looks a lot more smoother with the S9 Plus. In other words, if you watch a lot of YouTube or online videos, you'll be very disappointed with its display. However, playing games didn't really affect it. Display looks pretty good when playing games or just browsing the web. The biggest selling point of this phone is the dual camera setup with portrait mode, which works quite well in certain situations. In fact, that's probably one of its best features. Let me give you a sample here. You can go from f11 to f0.8. It's great because with the 2-camera setup, it doesn't use software, so it really gives you that depth of field effect you can get where you're taking photo of humans or objects or whatever. And you can see this photo came out pretty good, did a pretty good job with 13 megapixel camera. If you take a lot of photos to social networks like Instagram, you're going to be able to fake some nice DSLR shots with this phone. Camera does work well in bright light, but low light performance is abysmal, and if you need a good low light camera, you may want to go with another phone. Video camera is also decent, but video recording is actually one of the worst I have seen. So if you take a lot of videos, you may want to go with another phone. Alright, video recording is decent, but yeah, there's no OIS or anything like that. I guess it can work in bright light situations, but in low light, it just really degrades in performance. Selfies on the front camera were quite good, only 3 megapixels, but in good lighting conditions, you'll get some decent selfies. Speakers are very loud, actually louder than most flagships with one speaker. The sound does get a little bit distorted at its loudest setting, but if you use your phone speakers often for calls or listening to music, they are louder than most out there. Alright, let me give you a quick demo of the speakers real quick here. So this is not as loudest. This is at its loudest. Let me point out the microphone. It is pretty loud. Not the best quality, but very, very loud. 4G LTE works quite well. Seems to support all the 4G LTE bands on T-Mobile. Also, AT&T works quite well. Voice calls work great, especially in speaker mode. It is really loud, almost like using a flip phone. Since the G3 has 720p screen with 3000 mAh battery, the battery lasts forever. If you need a good $200 smartphone with long-lasting battery, this will not disappoint you. Even with the screen at its brightest setting all day long, you will get plenty of all day long battery life. Fingerprint sensor works quite well with very good positioning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. While it has face unlock, you can't use it simultaneously with fingerprint sensor, and it does not work well in low light situations. Alright, face unlock works really well. It's just standard Android Nougat feature. But in low light, it doesn't seem to work that well. And sometimes it does have a little trouble. You gotta be at the real right angle to get it working. The MediaTek MTK6737 processor is plenty fast with Antutu scores of around 75,000. The G3 comes with an Android 7.0 Nougat and pretty much pure vanilla Android. The touchscreen works really well, very, very smooth performance. A lot of times company will skimp out on a budget smartphone for the touchscreen, but definitely as far as touchscreen, just daily using it. If the main purpose of using your phone is just browsing the web, production, I mean, this can be very, very good. Performance is probably the highlight of this phone, as touchscreen is very responsive and absolutely no lag when using the phone. If you need a simple phone that does not lag, you'll be happy with the G3. Overall, $200 is not bad, but I think you can do much better by buying an older flagship smartphone like the LG V20, which goes for about $200 right now, or perhaps something like the Huawei 7X. But if you're looking for a lag-free dual SIM smartphone that has excellent battery life and great portrait mode for Instagram, this can be a good buy. It's almost like a flip phone that has very good battery life but has some smartphone features. Also, if you play a lot of games all day long, the G3 is recommended, as 720p is plenty enough for most games and battery life lasts forever. Now, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos in 720p or higher like myself, you may be very disappointed. Or if you need a great video camera for recording your baby or kid's growth for the next year, this may be one of the worst choices. But if that doesn't bother you, definitely check it out. Pretty decent budget Android smartphone, in my opinion. And thank you guys for watching this video. I don't usually do budget Android smartphone reviews, obviously because I love using flagship phones, but it did occur to me that budget smartphones can be kind of fun to check out. Especially this one, I was rather surprised to find out how well built this is, apart from other features. If you have any good Android budget smartphones that you're using now, you've used in the past, that you can recommend me, definitely leave your thoughts in the comment box below. I may try them out. Have a great day, and as always, stay
Hold on budget Android smartphones.
Click here to subscribe.